All right, so hello, welcome to ShopSynq AI to my channel, or wherever you're watching this. I'll post this across a couple of media platforms, but my name is Kian. Last name is Dart Snoffer. Um, so to give you a little bit of background about myself and ShopSynq AI, so I'm a small business owner. I left normal work back in October of 2025. And when I left my previous job, I was working as a technician at a high-end luxury automotive facility. So it was dealerships for like 15 brands. I was an auto tech for Volkswagen and Audi, and worked flat rate there. Before that, I was a technician for a small independent shop working on Hondas, Acuras, all kinds of stuff. I've been working on cars personally since about 2016. I really started in 2018 when I started doing the whole salvage rebuild stuff for myself. I've made a couple of other like small YouTube videos trying to make like my own content in that field. But the thing I learned was very quickly, I like to talk, but I don't like to film when I'm working. It just doesn't work for me. So when I started my own shop officially full time in the end of 2025. Right now, that was last year, this past fall. I went immediately looking for some kind of software to use. I went looking for, something to, when I worked at a dealership, we used a software called CDK, which was developed originally as a accounting software. And they adapted it to work for automotive repair and shops, things like that over the years. And it felt like it. It did not work the way that I wanted software to work. And when you're a flat rate tech, that meant that I was wasting my time, my money. I was losing money because this software was so bad. And um, to avoid, getting into any trouble or anything, I'm not going to go deep on that. It genuinely impacted, day-to-day life for myself and a lot of other people in the shop. I also know that it's very expensive and that they charge for everything from printer and copier paper back up the chain. So like if you're subscribed to them, you're you're subscribed to their whole ecosystem for the business. And to me, when I was learning all of this, I thought that seems ridiculous. Also, I was sitting there and identifying all the things that I thought a good software needed to do for a large enterprise like the one I worked at. Um, what all it needed to not do and the way that I wanted it to work, interact, and function. So I started making mental notes. I started deciding that if anyone was going to build a solution, it might as well be me because I'm sitting there with this idea. I'm not a traditional automotive tech, and I'm certainly not a traditional software guy. I'm something of a jack of all trades. I get something that I'm interested in front of me, and I will obsess over it until I can do it. Um, and I work on cars, pay the bills, and because I love cars, I love my customers. I love keeping cars that I think are valuable on the road because they're becoming increasingly rare. Good, reliable transportation. It doesn't have to be flashy. It just has to be something that I identify as something that I really like. Those are the vehicles I work on. And I work on all kinds of less nice vehicles as well, ones that I see as less nice. Things that aren't reliable, things that have a lot of problems. Obviously, as a mechanic, those are the things that you wind up with in front of you all the time. So my shop deals with everything from uh, general like service and maintenance on some of my customers' vehicles up to the custom solutions that are really what I'm for. So transmission engine rebuilds, swaps, um, customization, custom solutions, all of that kind of stuff. That's what I deal with. So I built ShopSynq AI, which is the point of this video. So I'm going to make this into both an info session, but also a tutorial. So we're going to show you what this is going to be roughly edited. It's basically just going to be a raw video dump. So I hope that you're ready to spend a little bit of time listening to me ramble on and learn a little bit about what we've got, what it does, what it can do for your shop and why I built it the way that I did to work for my shop. So, first things first, if you want to learn more about it, I'll link this in the video description and a couple of other details as well. But you're going to go to ShopSynq.ai. So it's ShopSynq with a Q .ai. And this is the landing page. I'm going to get my ugly head out of the way so that you can see what we're working with here. So ShopSynq AI is, again, the marketing page, but this is also the hub. So the ShopSync itself, I programmed to be a cloud-based platform. So I host the back end, the front end through software slash server companies. So it's not ever in my possession. Your data is not going to be in my possession. It's secured as any other, excuse me, database can be. So it's AWS handles all of that kind of stuff. So it's AWS back end, front end linked through that. So if you're a technical guy, that's what that means. If you're non-technical guy, it means it's as safe as anything else on the internet can be. So my landing page, you can come on here, look through some of the stuff I've just put in here. This is all just to market what I've built and give you guys some info on everything, why I built it, pricing, all of that. So features list is here, pricing list is here, all of these at the top bar. The beta program, which depending on when you watch this video, may not exist anymore. I have it scheduled to end on July 10th of 2026, and there are currently beta users using my software for their platforms along with me. That is set up to be like I go through and bug people and make sure that it works for them. I want to know what they want, what they don't like, and go through that. So I've got like 10 accounts in there. So that's going to be probably full or gone by the time you see this video. But if you happen to see it right away, shoot me an email or go ahead and fill out this form. It sends an email directly to me and I can work with you to get you into beta or just say, hey, sorry, I'm full of beta users, but I'll work with whoever wants to reach out about it, get that set up. So that's this tab. That will probably be gone by the time that anyone who sees this video sees it, but that's what that's for. You can come on here and schedule a demo with me. Right now, it is literally just me. I built it, I run it, I do everything. I am probably going to get to a point where I need to hire a team pretty soon, but the idea of scheduling a demo is you're literally going to get on a call with me. You'll have seen this video or some of my other content that I put out, and you're going to be able to say, like, oh, I understand how this works, or schedule a demo with me. I'll come in, I'll show you on a quick like Google Meets video call, share my screen to show you the whole build and what we've got going on. So that's schedule a demo. I don't plan on that ever going away. That's going to be there, my way of offering a little bit of free customer service. Just invite, take it for a test drive, see what you think. As of right now, I have it set up so everyone can have a free trial period, and that's 7 days of being able to get in there, run a couple of test customers through it, whatever you want to do. 7 days completely free. You're going to have to, I use Stripe for billing to pay for the service. So you're going to have to go ahead and put in a credit card, and that's going to be before you even start your free trial. It will not be charged until after the 7-day period is over. If you cancel before the end of the 7-day period, you cancel your subscription, you won't be charged at all, so it's free. If you decide that you really like what I've got going here, you can leave it alone with your card info in there. It will charge you either monthly or annually. So I'll show you the pricing setup right now. I, as of this video, have just finished building the Pro plan. I've been testing this in beta myself, running my own shop off of it for quite a while now with just the solo and the shop plans built, but we now have the Pro plan. It is available, and I'll run you through what each one is for. So Solo starts at $79 a month. All of these prices are what I plan on them being. Unless something crazy changes, I would, you know, work that out. But I don't plan on changing them anytime soon. So I know that the prices probably look a little bit ridiculous. However, I set these just based on literally the amount of time that I've put into it without looking at what the other rates were. I mean, I had a rough idea in my head from when I went shopping for software. I undercut a lot of people, so sorry competitors that don't even know I exist, but I I have a better value. Or that's up to you to decide. You tell me if you think it's good value or if you think I suck and I charge too much. It's okay. And then so that's the monthly. Like if you just want to pay for like 3 months there, if you want to pay annually, one time payments every year, the prices are reduced. So 15% discount if you're billing annually. You can see that annual cost on each one of these here. So that is the way the pricing works. So to talk about what each plan actually does. Solo is built for someone like me right now. I'm about to hire a tech or two, so I'm about to outgrow my own solo plan. But Solo is designed for like an owner operator. You got a shop, you're like doing a mobile service, you are a hobbyist that still charges people for, doing a quick oil change on the weekend or whatever. Solo would be perfect for that. I would highly recommend that you increase your volume to make it worth paying for what I'm offering here, but um, the sky's the limit if you're into that kind of thing and you're already turning wrenches, you already have a good idea of you know having your dream business come true, go ahead and start with Solo. You can upgrade anytime if you decide to hire employees or whatever. You got a couple techs working for you. Then's the time to upgrade to Shop. But initially, Solo is the move. So it's full repair order management, which will show you invoicing and Stripe billing. Same thing I was talking about. That just goes, your invoice comes back to you. You pay me through Stripe. You pay ShopSync through Stripe and to access it. So Stripe is a third party online, you know, bank, if you will, but they enable online payment transfers and stuff like that. All secure, super safe. I never see any of your card info or anything. That's your Stripe profile, which I think uses Link or something like that. Basically, if you've bought something online before, you probably already have used Stripe, whether you realized it or not. Some people let it, like the way I built ShopSync, it literally just takes you to their website, their checkout screen, then you redirect after back to ShopSync. Okay, so that's what we've got going on there. Um, Time tracking, multi-vehicle. This is listed as being under Solo, but what that actually is, it's different from Solo to Shop. On Solo, you can keep track of like the amount of time that you work on a vehicle, but it doesn't boil it down very dynamically like it does for Shop. The reason I did this is because Solo is designed literally for you, one user. You're on here working on cars, running your own shop. You don't need to keep track of like paying other people hourly. If you're anything like me, I don't really charge labor to my customers by time. I charge by the job. So if it's a Honda timing belt water pump, it's X amount. It's just built in. But if you want to charge actual hour count on it or estimate the hours, you can. And you can also get into those metrics a little bit with the Solo plan, but that's not really what it's for. Parts inventory, all of the plans include this. I don't have integration set up with a thing like TechMetric has or anything like that. But for me, for instance, like oil filters, oil, air filters, belts, whatever, the stuff that I always have on hand, I can easily program that in, update it, and ShopSync will keep account of how much you have left in stock. It'll give you an alert when you're programmed into ShopSync inventory drops. You can manage that here. If you want, go for it. If you don't want, don't worry about it. But it's on all plans. Customer and vehicle history is really what this starts to kick off into what I've built here. So every customer that comes in your door or calls your phone number or that you schedule an appointment with or an estimate with, write them in, create a new customer, everything goes in there. So I'm going to glaze over all the features real quick just so you understand the difference between the plans, and then we'll jump into the actual software. I'll show you what it's actually like. So tech inspections, that's just inspection forms. Customizable, you can put whatever you want on your inspection form. Appointment scheduling, I've got a calendar built into the app. It'll let you post appointments and everything else, and it automatically updates on your dashboard. AI assisted features, this is something I'm still kind of working with right now in the trial phase, but it's going to be basically just easy stuff. There's some of it already integrated that you're going to see. It's just built into the software. It's not like there's a chatbot or anything like that. It's not even like you're using a real AI model. I just program my software to have these like intelligent functions. So the way that that works is you're creating a new RO. It'll just give you like suggested lines, or if you're editing a customer profile, it'll give you all that sort of background. Super simple, nothing weird or scary there. Also, nothing like overly powerful. It's just a nice little feature that I figured I could kind of sneak in without being A, me having to like lose my mind programming it, and B, without overwhelming anybody who's going to wind up using the software. One user seat for solo, that's just you, the shop owner. You're the sauce, you're the boss, you're the guy. So it's just one person. That's what it's set up to run. And then data export zip anytime. If you cancel your subscription with me, but you have been doing business using my software for over a year, you got thousands of customers in there, all these ROs, all these invoices, all your billing history, all of that stuff, but you just decide it's not cutting it anymore, or say you retire or whatever. When you cancel your subscription, you can go to settings. I've got it set up so it stores your profile for 30 days. I can't access it, but you can. You log back in, go to export data. It will export all of your stored info into a zip folder on whatever device you're on, and it's yours. Take it with you. Upload it into somebody else's stuff, or delete it off your desktop. Whatever you want to do, that's what you can do. Um, or it automatically goes away. It's not like if you cancel an account, you have to go on and do that. But I figure people like me doing stuff like this, if I'm putting my business into a software, I want to be able to take it out and go take it with me when I go without having to like literally re-enter everything manually. So that's what that's for. The shop plan, this is where it gets interesting. So this is like what I'm doing with my company, Liberty Garage Works now. This allows you to pay a team. So if you got one or two techs, maybe you hire somebody to run the phones. You got a service writer now, or a secretary, whatever you want to call them. You can assign user roles. You can switch user roles between people. So as the account owner, whoever sets up the account is going to be the one who has the complete access to everything. Edit, read, delete, all of that. But you can manage in the matrix all of these different user roles. We'll get into that. Multi-tech time tracking, that is for now that you have techs. You can have them clock into ShopSync generally every day so that you just know how long they were working, or they know how long they were working, whatever you want to do. If you're paying them hourly rather than flat rate, that's a good feature. You can also have them run line time on RO time, every single detail, just like all the big softwares do. For big dealership level service, running flat rate, stuff like that, that's what that's for. That allows you to manage every aspect of that. It's not going to spit out an actual payment amount, like if you wanted to do like your weekly payroll, it's just going to give you the hour count and which category the hours were earned under. That's what that's for. Um, Tech assignment per RO. So now you're not just one person, now you're a shop. You can assign the ROs to each tech as they come in the door, or they can choose an available RO and assign it to themselves as it comes in the door. You don't really have, the way that this is designed, you don't have to print the ROs off and set them out on the counter for the techs to grab. Unless you want to, you still can. It has the print ability function, but they're going to go on, assign themselves to an RO, and then begin work on it. Team performance reporting. The reporting functions now start to get like really in depth. So you can pull hour logs, like I was saying for payroll. You can pull performance metrics on the team. You can see like if you have two people answering the phone, you can see who's doing a better job of paying ROs in the door. You can do all of that kind of stuff. Priority support, that just enables if you're on the shop plan or higher, you're going to get customer support from me, from ShopSync, as fast as possible. It's a 24-hour period that I am trying to hold by, depending on how many more emails we start getting or questions we start getting in, that kind of thing. Priority support goes along with the shop and the pro plans. And then referral program access. Now, the way that I set this up, I'm going to give you a $50 credit if you refer someone else to the program. So, and it will also give the person that you referred, if they sign up, a discount. So you have a code that you can access, copy and paste it, send it to your buddy, to your old favorite tech that left and started his own business last month, whatever the case is. You can do that. That'll get you, it just helps you guys, basically like an affiliate marketing. If you guys want to promote what I've built here and what we're doing here at ShopSync, I want to give you a little bit of a return. So that's the referral program access. That comes on Shop Plus. Anytime I say plus, that's Shop and then the upper echelons. So right now we have the 3 plans. Pro is the next one we're going to talk about. And Pro is for high volume shops or chains. Say you have multiple locations or something like that. You want the Pro plan, and that gives you unlimited user seats. So Shop was for up to 5 employees. Pro is for all the people you can think of to hire and fire or whatever you feel like doing. Um, Everything that was in Shop and Solo, plus the unlimited user seats, advanced analytics and reporting, a little bit more in-depth details. You can go by location if you have multiple locations. You can do all of that. Like I said, multi-location support. Automated follow-up emails, that's something you can enable or disable or customize however you want, but that would send like an immediate follow-up email to a customer if you want it to once that RO is closed and paid, or you can set the timeline on that. Customize invoice branding. So all of my other plans have just you go in, put in your shop name, location, address. It'll custom build the invoice forms or the RO forms for you, but it's just a text heading. It takes a lot of extra stuff to be able to make it so it's customizable in that form builder. So at the pro plan level, now you can put your own branding on it. You can drop your own logo on, all of that stuff as well. So on the top of your invoices, it'll say Jim Bob's Auto Repair with your logo, phone number, address, all of that stuff. So that's what that's about. API key access. This is something I'm still working through at the moment that this video is being filmed. We'll make more videos as I really get it dialed in, but it's for things like QuickBooks, Carfax, if you're like at a dealership or you want to make sure that every time you work on someone's car, it goes and updates their service history on the vehicle, that kind of stuff. So dealer center, dealer car search, so maybe more of like the small dealerships that also have a service department, those kinds of things. I have set it up so that you have an API key if you're into tech or if you have an IT guy. look into what you want to integrate it with. ShopSync is integratable. So that's what that's for. Um, the tech productivity dashboard, that just lets you kind of get a little closer view on what your employees are doing and how it's going, what their time rate is, efficiency, all of that. And then the AI assisted features again, but this is a little bit more in depth. It would help you kind of manage through. And then we also have enterprise custom. If you think this sounds like something that you want to try, but you're not 100% sure, hit contact us, fill this form out. It'll send me an email. I'll look at it, see what I can do. Say maybe you're like a junkyard. I don't know. I'm just coming up with stuff off the top of my head. That's why this plan exists. There's no set price on it because I don't know exactly what people are going to want, but I can work with you to make sure that ShopSync works for you and your business. But almost everybody should be covered under these other things. Like somebody asked me the other day, could they use it for their marine service company? And I was like, yeah, actually you can. It's designed for automotive, but it would be very easy to run your boats through here. You could just skip putting in a VIN number or change the make and model, whatever. Or if you have a bike shop or something like that, you're working on street bikes, dirt bikes, whatever, that kind of thing, side by sides. I think all of that already goes in here, but if you're not 100% sure, you can go to Enterprise, fill in that form, check it out. So that's all of that. If you're coming here and everything you've heard already you like and you want to become a ShopSync customer, click Start Free Trial here or under the plan that you want to use, and you are going to now be signing in. So if you don't already have an account set up, you would click Create an Account right here. It will take you to a form. You fill all of this in with your info. Next, choose plan. So put all your info in here. Get rid of all my stuff. So shop name, shop email, shop phone, your EIN number or tax ID, legal business name. If it's different, like if you're like me, Liberty Garage Works is a DBA, a trade name of my brand, KD Supply Limited. So if that's you, that's how this goes. Just put all of that in. Address, and then your actual account. You're creating your owner account, so you're the head honcho on ShopSync of all of your employees if you're on the Shop or the Pro plans. So put all of that in accurately and then set your password here. You can always reset it later by clicking Forgot Password when you go to sign in. It'll send you a reset password link to your email, or you can change it in settings later. And then preferences, product updates, and announcements. None of these are built, but this would enroll you so that you'll get an email from me or from ShopSync every time that there's something notable that changes, and then share anonymized operations data. I don't actually have a way to collect this yet, spoiler alert, but that's just for me. It's not going to anyone else, and it's not going to be, like it says right here, no customer private information is ever going to leave. It just allows me to track the software and make sure that there's no bugs or errors that are going on. So you'd select both of those if you feel like it, and then you go to next, choose your plan. And it's not going to let us because we haven't filled this out yet, but that's how this process works. It's super simple. The next step, you choose solo, shop, or pro, and then you're on the dashboard. It'll redirect you to Stripe. That's where you check out with the plan that you selected, and then it'll redirect you back into ShopSync. So I'll show you this process now. So we'll go back, and we're going to click Login. This is how every day that you come in, like you turn your computer off and you don't have ShopSync pinned or whatever the case is, you're just going to type in ShopSync AI, www.shopsync.ai, whatever comes up, click Login, enter your, now that you've created an account, enter your email and password, and you're going to sign in. Now you land on the dashboard. So first things first, everyone is automatically in dark mode. There, I built an easy toggle switch down here at the bottom left. So by your name here in the bottom left corner, you're going to click that if you want it to be in light mode. Those are the only two modes, dark and light mode, but they both exist. That's the easiest way to swap back and forth. You can also do that in settings up here under appearance, dark, light. But we're going to leave it on light mode because I think it shows up better on recording. And this is your dashboard. So this is the Pro Plan dashboard. Now, the way that this works is all of your customers are in here. These are your current ROs, I should say, not all of your customers. So our open ROs are here. You can see the count there. This is like your day at a glance right here at the top. So we've got today's cars. Well, I've been working on ShopSynq all day, so I haven't been running Liberty Garage Works. So I have no cars today. Today's revenue, I have made $0 today. I have spent dollars though. Text clocked in. Nobody else showed up to work today, so none. And today's appointments, none. But if somebody is actually, you know, not neglecting their business, this will be full every day, update every day, show you quick day's glance of everything going on. Come down to repair orders. These are our open repair orders, and let's create a new repair order. So you would, if this is how you do it if you already have a customer in the base. But let's say somebody, let's do it this way. Let's do the workflow that I designed this around. You are sitting in your office scrolling on Marketplace, and someone calls you and says, "Hey, will you come? Can I bring my car in and take a look?" You say, "Sure, why not?" So we'll go up and we'll click customers. We'll click Add New Customer, and we will enter said new customer. So we're going to put in Sam Johnson at 0000000. S Johnson at test.com, and they don't really say anything, so we're just, hey, my name's Sam Johnson. I want to bring in my 2010 Honda Accord to take a look at. I have a problem. There's like a grinding noise at the front of my car right now when I turn on the AC because it's 109 million degrees. So we add that vehicle right here. So this is the customer's profile. So we just created Sam Johnson. Now we click Add Vehicle. We said a 2010 Honda Accord. Was that LE, XLE, V6, whatever. I'll say LE. And what color is it? Red. They tell us their VIN number. We put the VIN number in. We can put in a plate number if we want. We don't have to. How many miles does it have? 210,000. Okay. And what did you say the complaint was again? Well, so we click new repair order right away. And then we put in Sam Johnson. Oops. Did I spell Sam wrong? Yes. Sam Johnson. So there, okay, and we're creating, oh wait, you can't see what I'm doing. Rip. All right, hold on, we'll back up. Sorry about that. So repair orders or customers, we can get there either way. Again, you can't see what I'm doing because my face is in the way. So we can click on repair orders or customers to get here. Sam Johnson just called. They're the one who wants their car worked on. So now we can do create first RO right here. We can also edit their customer profile or add a new RO up here anytime that we want. We can also add a vehicle. So Sam Johnson also has a 2022 Ferrari SF90. And it's Fiorano red. Okay, well, we can put that in here. It has 321 miles. Add vehicle. So every time they call in, we'll put in their new vehicle right there, and that's where they show up. So in this case, they're bringing us their Honda, not their Ferrari, right? So we hit create first RO. Over here now on the left side or on the right side, it pops this up. Put in Sam Johnson, and it's not their 22 Ferrari, it's their 2010 Honda. Customer complaints. Grinding noise from engine compart with AC on. Mileage in, 210,000, but we don't know necessarily, right? So we can, because they haven't brought it into us yet. But we'll just put that in because that's what they told us the mileage on the vehicle was. And then the promise date, we can put this here so that it will populate to ourselves, to the rest of our text, the rest of the team. Promise date and time, we can either do it this way or we can click the little calendar icon here and say, okay, so they're bringing it in to us on Friday. Thanks, Sam. I had plans, but now I don't. And I told him I'd have it back to him by the end of the day, which for me on Friday, I have beach volleyball, so I'm leaving at 4:30. Okay, 4:30 p.m. done. Create repair order. It will now create that repair order. And now you're ready, right? They're coming in on Friday, they're dropping it off, everything's there. You can go ahead and create that appointment if you want to, so it shows on the calendar or not, but this is the workflow. So, grinding noise from engine compartment with AC on. We can edit all of these lines. So, we're going to say that this is a, we'll say diagnose. And our diag price for our shop is 50 bucks, not 550. Okay, so there you go. That can also help you build an estimate. You can build estimates completely separate from ROs if you want to, but this would be how I'm doing it for myself right now. And then I have, you'll see here, automatic vehicle inspections. Every car that a customer brings me, I do an inspection on. It's free. Um, that is a line that auto-populated into my RO. You can customize whether yours do that or not too. And they say, well, let's say that they also have a complaint about Honda problems. Let's say their coolant light is on. Okay. So we need to add an item. Diagnose low coolant light on dash. Check reservoir, etc. Also 50 bucks, but we're doing a diagnosis special today, so it's only 50 bucks once. We'll diagnose all your problems. So we'll put 0. Okay. Added that line. Now they're coming in Friday. We're going to check out their AC compressor that's grenading in the engine compartment and the fact that they have a coolant leak. All right, done. So now Sam's profile exists, that RO exists, it's open. Right here we can change the status of said RO. So we could turn this back over to an estimate right now because they just wanted to know how much diagnosis was or whatever. We can do that, turn it into that. We can also, every phase through your RO in its day in your shop goes in here. So active, waiting parts, waiting customer, complete, invoiced, paid, or voided. That means take it off the books, right? So that's how that goes. Or we can now click create invoice from RO right there. So if somebody's like, actually, I don't know that I want to bring that in, but can you just tell me how much this is going to cost? You say, yeah, but I got to check on parts. I got to check on timing and everything else like that. Well, we can click create invoice right here, and that will create, sorry, not invoice, but that will create that invoice if you had already paid it. You can also create it as an estimate. Sorry, in my head, invoice, estimate got run together. So we just made an invoice. Now that's what that looks like. We can print this invoice. We just skipped a couple of steps. Sorry. Um, so here's how they automatically are going to look when you do so. So you see my business here. the customer name. So here's all of my info, invoice number, vehicle, customer, repair lines and descriptions, price. Sales tax is automatically programmed in on my software. That's all in here. So quick idea of how that workflow looks. You can print this off. You can email it to them. You can do whatever you want with it. It auto generates this form for you. So we can close out of it. This is like the web HTML view of that same thing that we just had. So it's a PDF or a printable form. We can also mark it as paid. So say he came in and did that. We can click mark as paid. It will now show in the rest of the logs as a paid invoice. Or we can click void because I didn't actually mean to create it. So we'll get rid of it. Now it's off of our logs. So let's go back to repair orders real quick. Let's go back to Sam Johnson's, and let's say we want to print this RO so we can lay it out on the desk for our tech, or we just want to take a look at it as a physical copy. This is how they appear. And then as you go through and do the work, say for instance, you're a solo worker or whatever, each line you can just go through. This is the customer cause, found AC compressor, bad internal bearing fail, your work performed. Replaced AC compressor, evac and evac system and replace O-rings, inspected for leaks, vacuum test and filled AC system. Done. Okay, cool. That's how you go through on that. As a tech, now I'm not logged in as a tech right now, but I'll show you that in a later video. It's not going to be this video. This is the owner's video, just the preview of how we do business on ShopSynq, okay? But as a tech, you would have a time button here, and you'd say start time and then stop time. So every line that you hit, you can go run through, or you can just run time on the whole RO as one thing. Up here at the top, we can assign it to a tech, or they can assign it to themselves from their portal view. Their portal view is different than yours as the account owner. Just bear that in mind. But let's say we want to assign this to John Doe. We would click that. It would be in his name. It would show up on his dashboard as my jobs. Okay. We can also share this customer. Oops, I just clicked on print RO again. We can also share this customer, their stuff, with a portal link. The way that works is there's a customer portal that I built. You can disable it if you're not into doing this kind of thing. But I built it because I use it for my customers all the time. It generates a link to ShopSynq, and it's stuck as view only, and they can only view the certain things that you want your customer to be able to view. We would copy this here and text it or email it to them. We can also do a status link. This is different than the customer portal. This is literally just check on the status of my vehicle's repair. So somebody calls in, they're like, hey, I just got done at my kid's practice and I wanted to know how my car's coming. This one could be really tricky. So you can disable this completely if you want. I understand that. But some people, especially if you're a shop owner or a tech, it gets weird how this works. Like, how much transparency do you want? How much don't you want? Well, with ShopSync, you can literally be completely untransparent, or you can be as transparent as possible, which that's up to you. Your discretion. I'm not advising you what to do, but I'm telling you this exists, and it is enableable or disableable if you want it to be. Share status link, it doesn't give them a portal login. It just will share them the progress on this. So if John Doe, our technician, is done with everything but the vehicle inspection, we just send them that. It's a quick, easy snapshot of the status of their repair order. That's all. That's all it does. So Portal Link is one that is actually far more useful and dynamic to a shop. The status link is something that I came up with literally for those quick phone calls so that nobody has to go out and find Jimmy while he's taking a smoke break in the middle of the transmission swap or whatever and ask him how it's doing. You literally just portal link or status link, show, done. It's that simple. The customer pages, again, we're going to go through all of this. So appointments. This is where the appointments are going to appear. So we have these two customers that had an appointment last week, but every time an appointment shows, um, or we can create a new appointment. If somebody calls in right now, they just say, hey, I want to come in and get my oil changed next week. Okay. Well, we can either do an estimate or an appointment. We're doing an appointment. Okay. So we create that new appointment right here. And we'll do Sam Johnson again, but this time they want to bring in their Ferrari. So if it's an existing customer, we just type that in here. And in theory, it pulls up right here. There, Sam Johnson, it's an existing customer, right? So that's easy on that front. And then the vehicle that they already have. Well, this time he's bringing in the Ferrari for an oil change. Filter service. He's coming in next week in the Ferrari, so he's coming in a week from today on the 23rd. He's bringing it before we even open, so we'll say at 9 a.m. He only wants John Doe to work on this car and complete oil change service and full vehicle inspection. Book it. It'll load for a second, and now when you go to your calendar view for next week, there is Sam Johnson's oil change, pulls that right back up. Easy. You can convert it to a repair order right here so that you don't have to go and create a new repair order every time. So when they come in, if you're the guy running the desk, click, convert to repair order, done. Easy. Now, that's that whole appointment side. And you can go through here and view estimates and everything else. It kind of assigns estimates and appointments similarly, which is why I made that mistake earlier in my head, because I put those two things together on the same dashboard and now they're the same. I don't know how that works. I don't make the rules, except I did make the rules for everything that happens on here. Inventory. This is completely different. This is for if you want to inventory parts, you can. I don't. So, but let's say like you just order oil filters in bulk from Napa and put them in here. Put in the part number, put in the description, part number, brand, category, location, price, cost price, list price, starting quantity 100, low stock alert at 10. Supplier FCP Euro. Additional notes, whatever your notes are, add it. Now, what that does, that will show in here, and every time that that part gets run on a repair order, it will remove one from the stock quantity. Easy as can be. So every time that you need to edit it, you go in here, you would click on that part, and then edit the quantity. Super easy. It's not super integrated, which maybe I'll work on in a future version and update. It depends on what kind of feedback I get from this initial rollout phase that we're in. Right now, though, a couple people are using it, a couple people aren't. Most of the guys I know, um, that are ShopSync customers are not actually really inventory guys, but I know some people who are going to use it, and we'll see what they think. For me, it's a little bit too manual, but if you have somebody who's literally just like a desk secretary or something in your shop, it's the perfect thing for them to be able to do is just go through your shop orders, put that, update it, enter that info real quick. Once you do it, if it's something that you literally just always have on hand, you don't have to add it more than once. You just go in and edit the quantity every time. So that's what that's there for. Invoices, this is where all of those invoices are. So here's the Sam Johnson one that we voided earlier. Um, if we want to look at one that is open, let's go. We might have to create a new one, but you would print and then mark it as paid, etc. Super easy. You can see right here on this one where these are paid versus where they aren't paid. So these two are paid, this one's voided. If it says open, it's a blue oval, it says open. Reports. Now, this is different for every plan. So the solo plan gets literally just like a generic revenue sort of basic plan. It just turns that dashboard into a printable metric that you can see and adjust the date ranges on. The shop plan gives you time and pay, revenue, and appointments and estimates, which gives you a little bit of ability to like really track metrics if you have multiple people um, working in the shop. And like for instance, you have service writers, you want to be able to like give out bonuses to people. That's what this page is for. So it'll show you the conversion rate, the pendings, open, etc. Advanced analytics, this is something that only pro plan users get because this is a lot more to gather and scrape together. So advanced analytics will let you see by location. So if you have two shops, it'll let you break it down by location. It will let you break it down by time, just like everything. All of these have the same like time scheduling, so you can do by week, by day, by year, by month, by quarter, whatever you want to do. And the time and pay one, this is where, so like John Doe, the tech, he worked on one vehicle inspection for 15 hours. Dude, get this. Somebody hire a replacement. Good help is hard to find. And he also was just clocked into the shop for he was only here 15 hours and 51 minutes. How did he do an inspection for an extra minute? This guy, man. So we could pay him his total hours there, but you can see general. Let's say he's an hourly employee. Well, he's getting paid for 15 hours and 51 minutes of time this week. If he's a flat rate tech, but it's a legit flat rate, it's not by job, it's by, whatever. Well, he's actually getting paid nothing because he was here for 15 hours and we don't pay him for that. And an inspection, which is free. Sorry, John, you're going hungry this week. No beer budget for you. And you get the idea of what I'm saying. I am not that kind of person, but that would be how some people would use this, right? That's what it's there for. You can also print all of the reports out. So if you're tracking your payroll for John Doe, that's John Doe's pay report right there. And then you just write the amount you're paying him on there or whatever the case is. I don't have it set up where it enters an actual payment because I don't know how people want to pay. Does that make sense? I might in a later version add that. That'll be a feature that you'll benefit from down the road, but I don't know how everyone wants to pay them. I would have to build a separate dashboard to control that, which I might do. Saved RO lines, this is my favorite. This was way back when I first got this app developed, before I had ever created like the dynamic inspection forms, which I'll show you in a minute. I created a automatic line here. So this is saved RO lines. This is something that will populate automatically if you want it to. You don't have to enter an RO line every time. So like for instance, you charge X amount for an oil change regardless of vehicle. put that here. You can add an item, labor, part, sublet, miscellaneous, fee. So if it's a diagnostic fee, uh, connected scan tool and search for codes completed physical diagnosis. Default price, we charge $100. It is 1 hour. There. Now, every time I create a new RO, it's going to be in the saved lines. I just pin that, boop, right on there. Every RO, easy. That saves you at least 20 minutes a week of entering that same line over and over and over again because it's just auto add it right on. We'll go back and we'll check out the inspection forms here, but we're going to do it as an owner because, like I said, I'll make another video for how techs should use this or what it looks like for them. So in settings, this is my account, right? But it's got a lot more of the stuff because I'm developing the app while I also don't run my business. But my account, this is me. This is my owner stuff. So if you need to change your password and it's not because you forgot it, you just want to update it because your daughter stole it off of the post-it note on your desk and traded it to Jimmy the Tech for a White Monster Energy, and now he's going in and he's gonna change his hours from last week. I don't know. Insert your problem. That's where you can go to change your password. Team. This is for shop and pro plans. Add a member. So let's add Jordan Belfort. His email is not my email. It's JWOW at wallstreet.com. And when we create a temporary password, I recommend you make every temporary password the same because it's super easy. And when somebody asks you what their sign-in password is when you first hire them and you're onboarding them, you know exactly what it is. Welcome 19. Boom. Easy. They are a service writer. This is important. The role is important. Right now, there are 4 roles that you can assign. You, as the account owner, can customize what that role actually gets access to and doesn't. So it doesn't really matter. These are more just like default points that I set the permissions matrix to based on what I do and what I've worked in before. So a service writer is going to have different permissions than a technician, so on and so on. And their login view is going to be different, so on and so on. A service writer's login and landing page looks just like a manager slash owner's. A technician's looks very different because the menu here is going to be totally different because they have my jobs, so on, right? But that's the point of this. So a service writer is going to be a different type of employee, but let's go ahead and add them as a member. So now we have 3 employees, well, 2 employees including myself. This is important if you are a shop plan subscriber. It's 5 seats, so it's you plus 4 employees. That's what it's built for. If you need like 20 employees, you need the pro plan. It's just the limitations of each app. Each one is a different app. So Solo is a different app than Shop, and Shop's a different app than Pro, right? Now permissions, this is where it's important. So we just hired Jordan Belfort. Right here at the top, I'm an owner. I have access to all of this. So that's just locked. It's just always all of it. Manager. If you hire a manager, you can choose what access they have. or what info they have access to and how they have access to it. Whether they are just viewing it, they can create the document or the info, they can edit the document or info, they can delete a document or info, or all of the above. That's how this is set up. So you can go through here. Every single thing: repair orders, customers, vehicles, inventory, time tracking, invoices, payments, appointments, reports, etc. Service writers, what they can do. So if this is your wife that's running the phone for you, you can come in here, you can give her access to everything because you trust her. If it's your 16-year-old that you don't really trust, but you kind of trust, you can limit their access a little bit. Technician, this is the default permissions that they have. A lot less, you can see. It's all view, one create, one edit. They can create the time tracking because they have to be able to start the clock. That's what that's for. They can edit repair orders because they're going to be adding line items when they recommend repairs or whatever. Or they can write in the um, what they found and what the correction was. Or but they can't delete them, right? Because that's up to the service writer or the manager or the owner. And then the parts department, this is all based around like if you have a parts department and you're on the pro plan, you can have them run inventory all the time. Shop profile. This is important. This is my shop. I can add a location if I'm a pro plan member. So if I have two shops, I can add a location. Then if I go back to team, I can assign them to a different location. So let's say Jordan Belfort, he's going to move over to the other location. You'd be able to move him to that location. Invoice branding, again, only on Pro Plan. This is where you would upload a PNG. It shows you the parameters that that PNG needs to be. Upload it. That goes on to every printed invoice and RO that you create. So if you're big time, you're really killing the game, this is nice for that. It allows you to say whatever you want, the header text, footer text. That would be where you'd put like your warranties and all of that stuff. That's where you can do all of that. Follow-ups. This was a new adjustment. This is only something available in the Pro plan. You would put in your review. So like this is thank you so much for doing business with us today. Um, Thanks for trusting us with your vehicle, whatever it is that you want to say. Put your Google review page here. So your Google business profile. They can go on there and leave you a review. Um, you can post the RO or not. You can post a service reminder or not. So 6 months, 5,000 miles. Put that in here. You can also put when it sends and change how it sends. And then these are the variable template items, so you can choose what goes into that email and what doesn't if you want. And then you can also click here, view send history. If you had sent stuff in the past, it would show you what it was. You can save the settings. You can send a test email to yourself, see what it looks like. API keys. This is very technical. If you're not a tech guy, don't worry about this. But if you are, or you really want to have QuickBooks linked so that ShopSync sends all of your info into your QuickBooks account, you can generate a new API key here, and you can integrate those two together. This also is designed to work for things like Carfax or stuff like that. Customer portal. This is those send a portal link to a customer. So if you want to have your customer be able to see their service history with you without ever calling you, all of that kind of stuff, you can do that here. So we can enable the customer portal or we can disable the customer portal. Now there is no customer portal and none of your customers will ever see anything. Now there is a customer portal and your customers will be able to see these items that you want them to see. You can edit by customer. So if you have one customer that's just the best, you love this customer and you don't care what they know about what's going on in your shop, you can give them all the access to that one customer. They are only viewing it. They can't edit anything. They get their own customer sign in on a different page to ShopSync, and they can see their vehicle service histories, their invoice histories, all of that. So they can see active RO status or not. We just uncheck that if we don't want them to see it. Service history, vehicle list, invoice history, appointments, request an appointment or not, RO status, share links. Staff can text a public link. For a single RO, customer sees live status without logging in or not. So anytime you come on here and change stuff, click Save Portal Settings. Inspections. These are the default inspection items that I have that the tech is going to see and that you can then print because it's going to be assigned and attached to each RO that comes through your shop. So these are all toggled on. So if we don't want to do a light inspection at all, because we don't care if our customer's car is legal, we can turn all of these off. Or we're good people, we care if customer's car is legal, and if a technician notices that their taillights are all out, they're going to put that on the inspection form, whatever. You can also add custom. So if you're in a state that does like state inspections and you want to tailor this to be that, go through here, add everything, add all of it. I'm not building them by default because I don't know what people are going to want to use this for when they're using ShopSync. But if you want that to be something that exists, you can go through here. You can choose whether it's a pass fail, a number, or text/notes. Each item and the options in each one. So like multiple choice, that's that. If it's pass fail, the options, right? Okay. So we add each item and then we save it, and then that is now on our inspection form. Completely up to you. Import data. This is where if you are already using a couple different systems or you're somebody who's using like just Excel to keep track of all your customers and their vehicles and all of that stuff. Import your data here when you set up your account and it will populate into ShopSync for you. It will just, ShopSync's going to make sense of what you upload to it and populate what makes sense. So if it's invoice histories and ROs, it'll do that. If it's just customer data, it'll create all those customer profiles for you and then add their vehicles to it. The note right here is important. Import customers first, then vehicles. So if you are just uploading all your customers to ShopSync for your account, I can't see them. They're your customers, not mine. Vehicles must reference a customer by their email address. So make sure there's an email address assigned, and then it will put the two together and create all your customers' profiles for you on ShopSync. And those are the two data points that you can put on here. We don't have, I did misspeak, I haven't built the RO or invoice history yet. I will, I promise. You probably won't even know that it happens. It's just going to happen. And then billing. This is where you would go if you are one of my ShopSync customers. You can come on here and upgrade your plan, view your renewal dates, all of that kind of stuff right here. View the pricing, view the amount that you've given, all of that kind of stuff. And if you decide everything about this sucks and it doesn't work for you and so on and so on, well, I'm sorry. Before you get to that point, just submit an email to me through the contact form on the main website, and maybe I can fix the website to work for you. If not, I get it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But once you cancel your subscription, that option is going to be right here, and your good until the end of that billing period. So if you already paid for the annual, you have access until the end of your period. That info is all right here as well. You can now, for 30 days only, after 30 days, it will delete. I can't do anything about it. It's just the way it's set up. I don't touch your data. It's your data. You just are using my platform to host it, but and manage it. But you have 30 days from the time that you cancel your subscription. You can come in here and you can click export all my data. It will create a zip file of everything and it will store it to whatever device you're on. Save it locally. Done. One last note about that is this is built to work in any browser. It is cloud hosted. So ShopSync is not a physical application. It is a browser cloud application. So you're going to run this on your computer. If you have a tech, but you don't want to pay to have like more computers, they can run everything on their mobile device. So they can sign in as a tech on their cell phone and they can run their time. They can complete the inspections. They can do all of it. It's optimized for a desktop view, but it can be done on a phone. Everything about it can be done on a phone. So there's that too. Nice to know if you want to run your business remotely, you're at lunch, you're on vacation, and you want to check in and see what's going on back home while your 3-year-old daughter is working on your cars for you, you can do it from your phone. But that's it. That's video number one. That's just a quick tour of ShopSync AI, the stuff that I have built, the way that it's designed to work, and I hope that you found this A, helpful, B, informational, and C, that you want to use it. No pressure though. But if it works for you, go ahead, start that free trial and give it a shot. See what you think. I hope it really helps improve the way that you do business. I hope it saves you a ton of time, and I know it will save you a ton of time. That's why I built it. But I hope that it helps you grow and achieve your goals. That's what it's for. That's why I spent so much time building it, um, is because I want to help people, and I don't think there's a good solution in these price points for people like you and me that are just trying to grow their business, become successful themselves in their own lane, and do things the way that they want to do. Uh, Repair vehicles, stuff like that. I know it's getting harder and harder to do with newer and newer vehicles. It's getting more and more useless to do with newer and newer vehicles because you do service for somebody for a year, their car just got out of warranty, and then sorry, you need a new car. That kind of stuff. So I get it. I don't like it either, but that's why I built this was for people like us to keep our customers satisfied, keep them happy, keep them in a vehicle, and keep our own bills paid and run a business. Make things happen, build this country, build the world, improve it. So I hope that you get a ton of value out of this, and I hope that you're able to assist your own path with it. That's why it's here. Appreciate you guys that did watch this video all the way through. If there's anything else that you need to know about it, or you want to go ahead and schedule a demo where I can give you like a more detailed view on certain stuff, go ahead and click schedule a demo right here. Fill out this form and we'll schedule a time and I'll walk you through it. Appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great week or year or whatever. If you watch this in 10 years, I hope that it still exists and it's just as well, a lot better than it is right now. But that's what we got for you today. Appreciate it and good luck.